Hi everyone, it's Natalia. I miss seeing you all and going to the homes and seeing the kiddos. I was brainstorming different ways on how I can help you with the therapy activities from week to week. And I decided to just upload these videos on YouTube. So then that way you can go into the channel every week. You can play them back. And I'm going to be doing this every week based on the activities that you're getting. The idea is to make sure that these are downloaded or uploaded before you get the activities. So I'm trying to do it by Sunday and then delivering the activities to you on Monday because that's just how we've been receiving them. So I'm hoping that that will work. Feel free to give me any feedback on if these are working or if you have specific questions about what your child is doing. You can always record it and then also send me a message and I can send you an individual video for that question. And how I would like these to be set up is for you to watch them. And when you're ready, when whoever's working with the child, if you can record up to 5 minutes, it can be shorter, it can be longer, just as long as I see what they're doing. And then that way it gives me a good excuse to watch them because I haven't been able to see them. So I can see how they're doing. I can take notes on their progression. And then also I can give you any feedback if needed or if asked for. So this is all a trial and error, and I'm going to try to be incorporating different things every week. This is the first video, so bear with me. Just kind of wanted to see how it would work out. So what I'll be doing is, based on the week, I will be working on the activities that you were given. And I apologize, this video is a little late. Like I said, I was trying to brainstorm different ways on how I can provide these services. I am still free via Skype or Zoom or whatever you want to use. I can still do that. But a lot of the families have been saying that they're just so busy that they're not able to do that. So I figured this is the best way to reach all of you. So let me know if you are still interested in Skype or Zoom. We'll figure it out. So for this activity, it's for the March 30th activity. I'm going to be doing the first activity, and that one was with the crayons, with a white piece of paper, or any kind of construction paper you have. Oh, I already drew on that one as a sample. So just any kind of piece of paper and some stickers. So I'm going to be using the target words that you were given, and I'm going to be doing 2 separate videos on this. The first one, this one will be on language, and then the second one will be on articulation, how you can encourage sounds in your child, the early developing sounds. So for this one, we're just going to focus on language, and the first part is going to be receptive, so what your child is able to understand, language and vocabulary. So vocabulary, you're going to be working on the colors. You're also going to be working on words such as paper, stickers. You'll be using words like in, out, off, on, more, please. So just an example of how this would run is we want to be able to use all of the strategies that I've been working on in the homes, and I'll go over them each to you. So let's say you're working with your child and you have crayons or markers. You're going to put up 2 choices. The reason why we do these 2 choices, called forced choices, is because it gives them a reason to express themselves or label things. And they hear you saying it, and then it gives them an opportunity to say it. So if you're working on how they understand the language, you can say, "Where's the blue?" And then they grab the blue. Let's say they grab the blue. Say, "Great job." Make a huge deal out of it. Yay. Make sure that they know they did something right, and then give them the blue. Now, let's say they don't. Let's say you say, "Give me the," or "Get the yellow," and they get blue. So say, "That was a good try. Yellow. See? Yellow." Try to separate the positions and then try to say again, "Get the yellow." And then if they get the yellow, say, "Yay, good job." If they don't, if they get the blue again, then you can just say, "Yellow, yellow," and then give them the yellow. Now, sometimes kids will just grab the one that they want. So let's say they still are grabbing for the blue. Well, we don't want them to get upset, right? We just want them to, um, we want them to continue working with us, and we want their attention to be on us. So you could say, you want blue, blue, and then you can give them the blue. So at least you're still modeling the language, and it's okay if they don't pick the right one. You still showed them yellow is yellow. Now that's for receptive vocabulary. If you're practicing receptive language, that would be, we could work on 1 to 2 step directions. So a fun way to do this is you put the white paper on one side and then you put the crayons on the other side, and you can have your child stay on the side with the paper and say, go get a crayon or go get the blue. So then your child runs, they get the blue, and it's a fun way to get them moving. Then once they get the crayon or the color that you asked for, you could say, come back to the paper, or come back to mommy, come back to daddy. So you're just working on those 1 steps. If you want 2 steps, you can say, depends on where your child is. If you want 2 step directions, then you could say, go get the blue and run back. Get a crayon and come back, or come back to the paper and color. So those are just some examples of different directions you can do while working on this activity. For expressive language and expressive vocabulary, what I'm going to have you do is try to wait at least 3 to 5 seconds between responses. So it might seem like a long time, but it's giving them an opportunity to respond back to you, to listen to what you're saying and respond back to you. Another thing I'm going to ask you to do is, depending on where your child is, try to one-up that word. So let's say your child's using 1-word phrases. You want to one-up that word by saying 2-word phrases. So an example of that is, let's say you're doing the coloring activity. So you're doing the coloring activity, you have some crayons in the box, and you're modeling for them. So you're saying blue out, yellow out. And then ask them, do you want blue or do you want yellow? And wait. So that was like about 5 seconds. If the kiddo just grabs for it, you could say, you want blue, and then give them the blue. Continue to do that with all the colors. If your child is not answering to you at all, the reason why we don't want to just wait and hold back the crayons from them is because we want them to find it enjoyable. We don't want them to think that this language task is something that's hard or difficult for them. They're just going to shut down and they will not want to work with you. At least we're modeling language. At least we're giving them vocabulary, and we're giving them that time to respond. If they don't respond, then that's okay. Move on with the activity. We don't want them to feel like it's a task, even though it is something that we're working on and we're trying to get them to talk. We don't want them to feel like we're forcing them to talk. So let's say your child picks the blue. Okay, you want blue. And then as you're coloring with them, you can explain what you're doing. Like I said, either 1 or 3-word phrases. So let's say Johnny is at 1-word phrases. You could say, I color, you color, color blue, blue on. If your child's at 3 words, then you can use 4 words. Try to keep it to a max of 5 though. So you could say, I color blue, or you could say, I am coloring blue. You could say blue on, I color blue on, or blue on the paper. So any kinds of words that you can throw in there using the same words over and over again to make at least like 1 to 3 word phrases or 1 to 4, depending on where your child is. Make sure you're using the words in, on, off, out, the colors, and paper consistently, so then that way they are able to hear it multiple times, and then that way they absorb the language and the vocabulary. That is how we learn language. We have to hear it through repetition, and you could probably say those words at least 50 times within, I'm guessing, a 30-minute session, if you're consistently saying it over and over again. So your kiddo will be able to hear those multiple times. And like I said, make sure you're waiting at least 3 to 5 seconds between every chance you give them to communicate. A good way to practice that too is requesting. So if you want them to ask for more crayons, which I do encourage, I don't encourage giving them all of them at once because we want to encourage communication, is you can show them the crayons and say, more crayons, and have them try to model after you, more crayons, or more crayons, please. Want more crayons, please. And if they request it, then that's great. Say, yay, awesome, good job, more crayons. And then you just give them another chance to communicate. Black or green? Do you want black or green? And let's say they want black. Good job, you want black. So that's just some different ways that you can practice. With the stickers, I would recommend getting some stickers that have different words on them. These early words, they could be food items, they could be animals, they could be toys. Characters are good too, but I would encourage some early developing words. So I have a boat and a cat. So you're going to use the 2 choices again. Do you want boat or cat? Have them pick one out. Let's say they say cat. 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 And then cat, please, for 2 words. Then give them the cat if they say cat. If they don't, then like I said, that's okay. If they're grabbing for it, say cat and then give them the cat. You can practice the same words. So say cat on. A lot of the kids like taking the sticker off. So you could say cat off. And that's one way that you can practice the stickers. So that's all for that activity. Let me know if you have any questions, if you found it helpful, or if there's an area in general that you want it to be more specified to your child. Feel free to contact me and I will do my best to answer your question and then also record a video with that question. All right? And please send me a video of you recording the activity. It can be just a short little activity, like 5 minutes, like I said, just so I can watch it and give you some feedback, okay? Thank you.